Hi guys, and welcome back to Derby Koi. Right, now today I've got a little job I need to do. Something I wouldn't normally have to do, but I need to do it for this reason. Now, a couple of weeks ago, well, about a month ago, maybe something like that now, I contacted this person about a product that I'd seen online, something he was developing, and they weren't quite ready for market at the time, but I asked him for the price. And what he did, he kindly said, well, if I send you one out, would you test it for me and do a review? So absolutely, I'm more than happy to do a review. I would have bought one either way, but he sent it out to me. It's from Ian, from a company called Sculpted Layers. So that's sculptedlayers.com, and this is what he sent me. Sent me this out. Absolutely fantastic build quality. I think that he obviously, I think these are 3D printed, the plastic cage on them, but he's put the mesh on it as well. Now, if in the past, if you know, I did fit a beer sieve filter to the EASYPOD, and it actually went inside the return pipe. I had it on the main pond at the initially, which is pump fed, but when I built the grow on, I moved it into the EASYPOD there, which is gravity fed. Now it does a good job, it catches them, but they can block up quite easy. Now these, as I said with that one, those actually go inside the return pipe. Now what Ian has done is designed this, and this one actually fits over the return pipe, so it goes on the outside of the return pipe, so all the water has to flow through the outside to the inside. And what this does, it apparently acts like a drum filter. You can have these, I think he does these in various grades of mesh, different microns. I can't remember what this one was now. I think they said this one was 70. I'll have to look back at it, to be honest. What it does, it removes all the fines from the pond. It helps remove the fines from the pond. Now, we did say initially when you put it in, it's going to take a lot of cleaning, because obviously it's got to remove those fines from your pond that are in your pond. So what I'll be doing is, when I fit it, I will be checking it morning and night just to make sure it doesn't block. But the way it's designed these, if the filter itself, the mesh, does block, all it will do is the water will rise up above and overflow, so you don't actually overflow your EASYPOD and lose water out your pond. So I'm going to fit that in my EASYPOD today, but unfortunately there's something I have to do first, something I've never really worried about because I'm gravity fed, never had an issue with it. But for this I need to, so let me spin you around and I'll show you what I mean and what I have to do. Okay, so this is my EASYPOD now. I've just cleaned it, so I haven't wiped it down yet, so it's a little bit dirty, but I don't know if you can see in there, my return pipe here is actually more over this side. There's less of a gap this side than there is that side. It's at least double on that side than it is that side. Now unfortunately, because the way that's in there at the moment, I can't actually fit the new filter over the top of that, because there's not enough space on this side here. So unfortunately, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to remove the EASYPOD. I'm going to have to take all the media out, turn it upside down, and undo this pipe fittings at the bottom and adjust that so it lines up. Something I never worried about because it's not having any issues, it's not affecting it. But to fit this, unfortunately, it doesn't fit on the one side. As you can see, I cannot get it down there. It won't go actually over this side of the return pipe. So I'm going to have to get this out today. Hopefully I can get that sorted and get this in and up and running. So I've got to get my stuff together to get this sorted, so I'll come back to you. Okay guys, so this has been boiled and cleaned. I'm now draining the rest of the water out, so I've now got to get all of that media out. Now this is bloody awkward, so what I'm doing, I did it before, is I'm using the Karcher wet and dry vacuum. I have thoroughly cleaned the inside and all the pipe work has been flushed out, so it should be nice and clean. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to vacuum it into that. I'm going to pour it into there, which has got pond water in, so hopefully the media will stay alive long enough. Should be okay for the time it's going to take me. So yeah, I'm now going to vacuum it out with that. So it is a very noisy vacuum. I think the sealer's actually gone on it, so it's not really great for water. So it's gone quite noisy, but it's because I'm in such a confined space, I've got some earplugs. So yeah, that's a good way of getting your media out. You need to make sure the inside's nice and clean, which I have done. I've cleaned it all out. So yeah, I won't video it, so I'll come back to you when it's done. Okay, nearly there. One thing I want to show you is actually the bottom. Last time I got this media out of here some time ago, all the bottom inner ring in here at the very bottom, there's a lot of sediment and everything else stuck in the bottom that it doesn't boil up. So I made this. I was pipe brushing a bit of pipe, and every time I clean it I put it down here and I swish it around. So this is the first time I've taken it out. I haven't vacuumed the very bottom, but I've just pushed the media to one side, and as you can hopefully see down there, I can get the light in there as well. It's a hell of a lot cleaner. There's no sediment at the bottom in down there, so I'm really pleased how clean that's keeping it just by using that brush. Okay, this is out, and hopefully you can see a bit better from there now in the daylight. Now this side is a lot closer than that side. Absolute nightmare to get out the way where it was fitted, but it's out. As you can see, that needs to come over, but hopefully if you do purchase one of these, you won't have this issue. My one in the other EASYPOD in the bunker, I've looked at that one and that one's actually fine. Absolutely perfect in the centre. Don't know why this one is over slightly, but I know it does happen. But hopefully you won't have to do this. But yeah, so let's turn it over and get it sorted. Okay, as you see, that's a lot straighter. All I did was this return pipe here. I undid underneath and did that section there, and as you can see, I just stuck a piece of rubber, which is this stuff I had in there, and all I did was brought that over a little bit, and it does fit. And while it was out, I give it a quick jet wash over, because certain areas of EASYPOD you can't always get to, especially up here. Get bits around there, so good option to give it a bit of a clean. That's a lot better now. Now all I've got to do now is try and refit it, so let's get it back in. Okay guys, so media's back in and it's back up and running. It did murky the pond a little bit doing that, but that will settle down. Well, I'll let it settle down a little bit. I'll put some plants in on these planters. Got a few more to do yet and sort out, plus the ones up there. So lights on in there so you can see. Now, as I said with this one, it actually fits over the ring like so, and if it's nice and snug, so it actually has to go through that. But the good thing about it, if you need to, you can still fit your cleaning thing in as well. So it actually has to pass through the filter first before the water gets in there, and it traps it around those. And if it does block, all it does, it comes up, overflows, and goes straight back down there. But it comes out through here and over there. But as I said, it's easy enough to get back out once it's done. I mean, look at it already, look. It's been in a couple of seconds. Not even 30 seconds, look. And that is what is actually going through. You'll see it in here. That's actually what's getting through the media. What the fines are getting through. So initially, I think for the first, definitely the first day or two, I'll check it every few hours now, just for today at least, and then Graham will get Graham to check it tomorrow as well while I'm at work. But that fits quite snug on there. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the clarity in the pond alters. At the moment, and there's a glare on the pond, so if we can get rid of some of that glare. There's a few fines in there, unfortunately, from cleaning that, and I have starting to come back again. Look, a blanket weed, so I might have to put a blanket weed treatment in, but it's not going to give it the proper test if I do that. I'm going to leave it for a little bit anyway to see how it goes, see how much it clears out in that time, what's getting through the media. And if I do have to put a blanket weed treatment in, I think I may have to take it out until that dies off, but we'll see on that anyway. Okay guys, so it's been running just gone an hour, so let's have a look. Wow, oh, there you go. Look at that, in just an hour, how much it's actually collected on that in 1 hour compared to up here to that in an hour. That is amazing. So that is doing a cracking job so far of removing the fines. So I'm going to give this a wash and I'll stick it back in. Okay guys, it's now what time is it? 9:30. If you look at this again, I have cleaned this. This would now be the third time I've cleaned this, but it's just showing you how much stuff it's pulling out of the pond. Now when I did earlier, I obviously had to take this out and everything else, put it back in. It really did murky the pond up. I disturbed stuff in the pipes maybe, I don't know, but it did, doing work and what I was doing did murky the pond up, so there wasn't a lot of stuff floating around the pond. But this really is pulling it out. I mean, you can see that, the difference between where my thumb is to there. It really is pulling it out. So I'm going to give this one more clean, and I'll leave that overnight now. So I will be cleaning this again in the morning before work, and we'll see how it does. Okay guys, I'm just about to go to work. It has now been, what time is it? Just over 8 hours, and as you can probably see, the water is just starting to come up a little bit, so it needs blocking, unblocking, it needs unblocking. So there you go, that is 8 hours. As you can see, it's pretty dirty, so it's doing a great job of removing the fines at the moment. So I'm going to give that another clean, and then I'll check it when I come home from work. Okay guys, just got in from work, so I'm going to check on this new filter thing that I've been sent. It's been, lock this open, I don't know, about 10 hours, and the sun's actually come out. It's been raining today, so it's been about 10 hours at the moment. So let's spin you around and we'll have a look. Okay, there we go. This is 10 hours. Now water was starting to come up a little bit. It was again just starting to come over the the spillway here, but all it does, if it did block up completely, all it does is going to overflow and it's going to come down here and return back to the pond. So it's never going to flood the, it's going to have this and go back in the middle, so it's never going to actually flood. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give this another clean, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this as long as I can until it actually does overflow, and see how long I get out of it before it needs to be done. But it really has cleared the pond up a lot. There is still bits in there from when I done the filter and stuff, and I actually cleaned other stuff around the pond. It did mess the pond up a little bit, whatever stuff I was doing. So, but as you can see, the amount of stuff that's actually collected, it's amazing to find out the pond. It is going to take a while to get all these fines down, so it will be a while before I can leave it for a long period of time, I'd have thought, you know. But I will leave it as long as possible, so it will overflow, and then you can see how it overflows. But I'm going to clean it for now, and what I'll do is I'll come back to you then, whatever how long that's going to be, maybe a day, 2 days, who knows. I'll come back to you and give you my thoughts on the progress so far. Okay guys, so this filter now, I've been testing it for, I'd say it's probably about 10 days now, something like that, just to see how it's doing. Now in the past I have tried a filter on there before, one of these, which is a beer sieve filter, and I think this is a 200 micron mesh in here. Now this beer filter is cheaper. I'd probably say it's about £10 cheaper for one of these, but what you do have to do is you have to modify it. I put that on mine, on the end of mine, because this actually fits inside the return tube, so the water actually overflows and goes in here, and it obviously comes out of this part and forces out and hopefully traps some of your fines. Now I found when I used it on my pump fed system, because obviously the pump is does break some of it down, this was okay, did an okay job. It caught some of it, not all of it. On the gravity fed system, this is doing a great job. This really does catch a lot on the gravity fed, but pump fed not so much. Now this one that's in at the moment, well, you've seen what it's catching. Now when I first put it in, my thoughts on it, obviously I've said the construction of it is absolutely fantastic, great design, fits perfectly over the tube on the outside of your return pipe. Now I will say, when you first put it in, I didn't think my pond was that bad, to be honest. I didn't think there was that many fines in it, you know. I've been fairly happy with the water, until I've seen what it was pulling out. As you probably seen yourself earlier on in the video, how much it was pulling out. So I will say, when you first put it in, even if you think your water is fairly clear, you will have to clean it quite regular. I put it in, I think the first time I checked it like 2 hours later, it wasn't quite overflowing, but it was up a little bit, so I cleaned it, and obviously over the days I've been cleaning it more and more as and when needed. Now after about 10 days, I'd say I'm close to a full day before I do need to clean it out. I was hopefully going to leave it in to overflow, and forgot to record it. I just didn't think, and I wanted to show you what happens when it overflows and goes back in. I will spin you around and show you again, and I'll explain. I think I explained it, I can't remember. I'll explain again what happens when it goes in and if it does overflow. So let me spin you around. Okay, so here it is again. As you can see, it's actually over the pipe, where the beer filter would have to fit normally inside the pipe like that, but this one actually goes over the pipe, so any water would come through your media, through your EASYPOD media first, and any fines that get through actually get caught on the outside here. So when this blocks up, your water level is going to rise up more and more, and it will catch more and more of the fines as it comes up here, until it gets to the point where it actually comes back over these, and the excess water it can't get through, and then it will overflow as normal into it. So you cannot overflow your pond or overflow your EASYPOD. If it does overflow, it's still, some of the stuff is still going through your media. Your media is still catching it, because obviously it's coming through here, but it's actually not getting through the mesh. So a lot of it's getting trapped by the mesh, but some of it is going back over. But hopefully you're going to get to the point where you know, this lasts a long time, so it's not overflowing. So let's have a look. This has now been in, I don't know, time of this morning. I've completely forgotten to do this morning, so it's been 12 hours, and as you can see there, hardly anything on that in 12 hours. So I will clean that again in the morning. So that'll be it. I'll do it at the moment every day, but it might get to the point where it'll go longer. When I get more and more fines out of the pond, hopefully it's going to get to the point where it's going to be 2 or even 3 days, maybe, who knows. But yeah, it's definitely removing a lot of the fines from the pond, which I'm really happy about. Yeah, so that's how that works. Okay, so as I said, it's been 10 days approximately. I think it's been 10 days now. I'm really happy with it, to be honest. I'm very impressed indeed how much it's getting out of the pond. I have spoken to Ian, who makes these. Now, he has got a full-time job. This isn't his business, he's doing this as a sideline. So he said these are available. I will leave all the links down in the description to his website, and I'll leave his email address down there as well. SCULPTEDLAYERS.com is his web address. He said if you go through the web address, it takes you can click onto his eBay page and things like that. At the moment on eBay, including postage, it's $29.99 including postage on eBay. But if you do contact him directly via email, if you email him, again, it'll be in the description or it's on his web page. He'll do them for £26 delivered, so you're saving £4. Can't moan at that. He did say he was going away. He is away for the week. But email him anyway, and he'll try and get them right. He'll catch any emails while he's away if he can. If not, as soon as he comes back, he'll respond to all the emails and get them sent out as soon as he can. But he will keep you updated on it. But yeah, really impressed with it so far. As I said, the build quality is fantastic. I do know he does do different. I think he does different microns. So when you email him, he does pump fed, gravity fed systems. Obviously it's different ways. It's a slightly different design, I believe, for each one. I think one's shorter. I think pump fed might be shorter because it's a shorter pipe. No, gravity fed, sorry, might be shorter. I'm not 100%. He'll tell you all that anyway. But there is a choice of microns. I do believe this is the 60 micron one, but I think he does a 40 micron one, and he might do another one. I'm not sure, but check him out in email. I'll give you all the information you need. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. If you have got one already, I do know he's sold some already, and you're using it, drop me a comment down below, tell me what you think. And if you do purchase one and you get on when you've tested it, let me know how it's doing for you. Send me a message or an email, or a Facebook message, just to let me know you're getting on with it, because I'm really impressed with it, to be honest. Really impressed the way it's doing. As said, on my pump fed, my gravity fed, that does an okay job. Probably not great. I think it's a 200 micron one, which is getting some of it out there. But this one here, I can't complain, really can't. So yeah, I will keep you updated on later videos again, as and when as in time between having to take it out and clean it. As I say, at the moment it's about a day, but I will keep you updated if I can get that longer. Obviously with more and more fines come out of the pond, it'll take less cleaning. So yeah, see how it goes. So don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Don't forget to check out the description down below, check out the website. So until the next one, what else was that? Facebook and Instagram, don't forget that. So until the next one, stay safe, job's a good one.